bits and pieces of my van. But you know, one thing I haven't done in a while is an actual van tour. So I am going to plan out a van tour, and I'm hoping by that time I've got something ready, and maybe I'm looking at it right now, the roof. If you've seen previous videos that I've had in the past few weeks, I've been going on about this roof. I gotta do something about the roof, the ceiling, roof, ceiling, whatever you want to call it, right? And I think it's important for me because I need to add that, like, that facade, right? Like, I need it to look a particular way. Yeah. Just continue with my van build. I'm really happy with it, and I always mention it almost every time I do these things. I'm going to do something about that roof. And you know what? I thought about the other thing is maybe I don't have to, like, but the thing is, I think I need to. I just need to get it out of my system. There's this one thing that I'm constantly thinking about, that I'm constantly wondering. I wonder. And I want to remove that wonder. Yeah, I want to remove that idea in my mind. And you probably already know what it is. I'm looking up. It's the ceiling. Before, my roof, I don't know what to do with my roof. And you know what? Maybe I don't have to do anything. I'm pretty happy about it. But for me, I think it's important for me just to sort of try something out. So maybe in the next video or so, I might sort of maybe line it with sort of some really thin wood, some type of maybe an underlayment of some sort. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be doing. And you know, a lot of you probably already know what it is. And what it is there's not a lot of room up here in the ceiling. So putting a standard tongue and groove in this minivan isn't really a great idea. I don't think it's going to work because it's going to limit the already tiny space that I have. This is 32 square feet of home, of crash pad, of Napmobile, of space that I use for everything. And to sort of like constrain it even more, I don't think it's going to fly. The other thing is, when I first started, it was a no build, and as such, I kept all the trimming, I kept the headliner. Looking back, you know, if I did have the time, you know, if I had the time to do all this stuff, I would probably have ripped everything out. But at that time, I just didn't have the time or the circumstance or the wherewithal, that's an interesting word, or anything to do this. So what I did was I just built it out as is, and now we're here. So what I'm going to do is, I do have a very thin piece of like plywood that I found. It's free, so that's even better, right? It's free. Free is always good. And I'm going to try a strip right at the top here by the doorway, and I'm going to figure out a way to sort of like glue it on, and hopefully it'll work. And if it doesn't, I'll figure something else out. But for now, I think I'm pretty much decided. I want to add the top, the tongue and groove, or rather, well, sort of like the tongue and groove, like the a layer, and hopefully that'll add a bit of insulation. It is really hot, and what I did was I picked out the sheets of wood, plywood, and then I started to add the wood protector on it. It's water-based wood protectant varnish, so it should work out pretty good, and it'll keep the moisture out, which is what I want to do. And I did one side, and I'm going to do the other side as well. You know, after which I'll cut it up into strips and then sort of lay it out at the top. I'm looking at the curves of the roof right now, and I think I'm going to have to do some custom cutting. So I'm going to get that jigsaw ready. So this piece here, I cut it out, and it's going to go right at the top over there. So I am going to attempt to film it. It's just me, Mr. Solo here. There we go. So there, I cut out this little piece, little area, like it's lots of measuring, and then that's how it's going to look right now. So our first sort of like facade, or what do you want to call it, on the ceiling, and I can already tell you, that's my expression, and I can already tell you that it's going to work. It's going to look really good, I think. So that's the part that it's going to look like. And there it is, the very first one, just the middle part right there. Okay, so there's the first one there, and what I did was I just sort of like slipped it in to there, and it's not totally secure, but it'll give me an idea of how this is all going to work out. It really is touch and go, and me estimating, I haven't done any phenomenal measurements on this, so, but I'm eyeballing everything. And here's what it looks like so far, and it's looking really good. 1 second. Okay, so this is how far I've gotten, and it's definitely changed the styling and mood of the van. Now the thing is, I have to do this part, and it took me a long time just to deconstruct that. You know, the way I'm doing this is actually completely backwards. I should have done this before I did everything else, but hey, that's just how it goes. And it's, yeah, it sounds sort of like my life sometimes, but it's looking really good. Okay, so you can sort of see it, and it's a completely different vibe altogether. You know, having that roof portion, the ceiling, look at it. It gives it a completely different vibe. Now compared to this, on this side here, a little different, huh? But I think it's working, and I like it. So I'm going to continue on. Now you'll notice over here, I've had to take down that little shelf area, and boy, did that take a long time. That, I mentioned it in the previous clip that I did this backwards. I should have done all this stuff before, but you know, like anything else, it's sort of like I've just been sort of like building it as materials became available, as my time became available. Originally this was a no build, and I just built it out. Now the next build that I do, the next van build, it's definitely going to be followed, designed and developed in such a way so that there's a methodology. There is no method to this madness at this time. It really is just me putting it together, you know. Oh, it looks really good. Putting it together as best as I can, and I like it. It's looking good. Okay guys, maybe I'll post the next clip. Hopefully I'll be done that. I've been at this for about at least 4 hours minimum. And here we go. I think it's hour number 7, and here's what I've got so far. And this is the other side. This is where the top shelf is, and I'm gonna leave that the way it is right now. It is just a facade, but I've got everything else, and it's looking pretty good. So quite happy with it so far. There we go. And this is the current state of my build. Everything's everywhere. But check it out. Look at that facade, the ceiling, huh? It's looking really good. I'm very happy about it. And then I just have to do the back portion, which should be pretty easy. The most difficult part was this, because I did have to remove that top shelf, as the previous clip, if I had included it in this, I had noted. Now I have to put it back. Okay guys, here it is. Now the other side isn't done. I just did half of the van, the ceiling, because I run out of time. I've been at this for almost an entire day, but I think it looks pretty good. What do you think, guys? I think it's looking really good. Just the tiny little details here and there, like that tiny piece peeking out, but I can say I'm pretty happy with it. And I put back the top shelf. I didn't realize how much stuff I actually was able to put in there, so pretty happy about that. Okay, So the last bit of it, the other side, I could do at another time because I need to do that. For now, I'm just going to enjoy this side of the van and certainly use it as, just use it as is. Just, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm just so tired. It's hot too. And I've got the fan going. Okay, I think I'm done. Well, okay guys, so what do you think? I think it looks great. I'm very happy about it. Right now I've got my fan and my AC running because it just got crazy hot and I stopped what I'm doing, but I did complete the first portion of the ceiling and I'm very happy about it. It sort of ties everything together and the theming is all in place. So the next step would be to do the back portion of the van, but for now I learned a lot just doing this. It's not 100% complete. There is a strip that I still need to do on the side door part, but a majority, the most difficult part, I think, is done, and that's, you know, taking down the top shelf over there to my right there and placing the strips of wood, and so you know, I don't lose a whole lot because they're very thin strips. They're approximately, I think, about 2 or 3 millimeters, so it's really thin, but you can see already how it creates a different mood altogether in terms of how the van looks. So yeah, it's late in the afternoon. It's going to be dinner time, and I'm tired, and but I feel good. It's a good tired because I've been ruminating about it. Several videos before this one, I've been like thinking about it, and finally I finally did it. And you know, I thought I did think about a tapestry, right? You know, putting a tapestry up there, and who knows, maybe I'll do that for the back portion. I really don't know, but most likely not. I'm happy with the way it is right now. It is more work than I thought it would be, but I think it's definitely worth it. It makes the silver cabin more cabiny, makes it look more like a cabin. So yeah, okay, I don't know what I'm going to be placing next after this clip, but hopefully you've seen enough, and hopefully I put something else out that's a little more interesting, and even if it isn't, it's just the way I'm putting stuff out right now. The random videos that I've been posting have done pretty good, and also I've been making use of the community tab. I did post a sort of like a shot of the van just recently, so that's what it looks like, and maybe I'll start posting videos there as well. And there's this new function on YouTube. I think it's sort of like it's in beta. In other words, they're just testing it out to see if people like it, but it's sort of like a quick video, and I think it's a much more accessible way of putting together really quick videos, short videos, versus me constantly uploading and all that stuff. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use that, and if I do, let me know if you like it. But aside from that, if I don't place any other clips after this, maybe I will, maybe I won't, I really don't know. Please, if you like the video, please upload it. If you think this channel is worthy of your time, or if you'd just like to support me with my goals and trying to grow the channel, please subscribe. You know, tell your friends. And aside from that, again, thanks very much for visiting. Have yourself a fantastic day, a fantastic evening, wherever you might be, and see you till next time. Bye-bye.
And there you have it. Please support my channel by commenting and subscribing. It's free, and it can help you with your own tiny home build, as I will be giving out free tips and tricks on how you can make it happen. And if you believe someone else may benefit, please share the video of my curated playlist.
Hey there everybody, how you doing? And today I finished off the ceiling facade for my silver cabin, and I'm really happy about it. I think it looks great, and I just have to do the other side.